to this lecture series Manufacturing Technology Second Unit Third Lecture 41 Reciprocating Machine Tools. Okay, this is chapter is only for depend on the single point cutting tools machines. Okay, and the sum of the elements of the machines and reciprocating of the tools and RAM and tool post. Okay, some of the machines is cut for the metals in the forward stock and return stock non cut for metals. Okay, these are chapters very important. Okay, and the only for provided to this is the most important of this chapter for the only for machines and members and all the members in the reciprocating of machines. Okay, and agenda for today present in this video planning time estimation. Okay, planar machines and cut for the metals and complete for the automobiles components and some of the others most important elements in use in these machines and some of assumptions consider for these machines. Okay, and according to the sum of parameters use x y z on the axis of the work performed to the machines is the xy axis and z axis. Okay, the single point cutting tools machines only for perform to the manufacturing operation and production all the machines used in the production systems and some of the industrial manufacturing industrial and the most important automobiles components and automobile sectors and some of the towers. Okay, electric towers and mobile towers and other for the towers sector for the technology this technology of use in these machines and some of the computerized programs selected for the machines and the machines to perform to the work automatically. Okay, and select for the time to time tool use in these machines and the automatically for this the need and need fulfill of the need for customer and market demand. Okay, the planar machines are performed to the work and use in the sum of the assumptions and drive for the formula and solve this problem. Okay, analysis of the system of the machines, slotting machines. Okay, the machines is also for select for the tools for slot time. Okay, and this is the machines is also for single point cutting tools machines. Okay, one tools is performed to the one or two operations. Okay, at a time एक टाइम में ये मशीन्स दो या तीन ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म कर सकती है. ओके, slotting machines and this is the for is the slotted lever mechanism used in these machines and the rocker mechanism are also for reciprocating motions and the forward stock and back reverse stock. Forward stock the machines is cut for the metals and backward stock non cut for metals and machine tools is moved from the original. This return stock is means for the this machines and achieve for the tools and original positions. Okay, the planning estimation some of the machines for find out the some of the solve these problems according to this. Okay, last lecture. Okay, in this the sum of tables used in the feed rate and fix speed of the different materials and use in the machine is cutting speed and different. Okay, the sum of the feed rate of per stock is different materials and select for the different feed rate. Okay, per stock. The aluminum the alumina materials is the ceramic material. Okay, this is the this materials on the start for the manufacturing operation of the planning machines. And the machines, the planning machines, the speed perform to the work 60 to 90 mm per minute, meter per minute. Okay, and this tool is used for high stainless steel tool use of. Okay, and the feed rate of fixed for this metals and cut for the metals and 3 mm per stroke, 3 mm per stroke. And a brass slot for the soft brass for machining for the planning machine power manufacturing operation perform on the brass metals. The speed of the tools is 45 to 75 meter per minute. And the feed rate of the brass is the 6.30, okay, mm per stroke. Bronze metals and bronze, medium bronze and hard bronze. Hard bronze is the medium bronze is the speed for the tools is the 20 to 40 meter per minute. Okay, and hard bronze is the very strong bronze. Okay, is this bronze is the the tool cut for the metals speed for the 10 to 20, okay, meter per minute. And the feed stock and the bronze, medium bronze of the metals is the feed rate is 1.90 mm per stock. And the bronze is medium bronze. Okay, and the bronze is hard bronze is the is tool speed is the 10 to 20 meter per minute. And the feed rate of this machines for the 1.25 mm per stroke. Okay, a cast iron of the soft cast iron is the very hard materials and the brittle materials. Okay, and the this is the uh, speed of the tool speed, cutting speed is the 15 to 25 meter per minute. And feed rate is the 3 per stroke. Okay, and cast iron, hard cast iron is the tool cutting speed is 10 to 15 meter per minute. And the stock is the feed stock is the 1.15 mm per stroke. Okay, and malleable cast iron and the feed of the tool is cutting tool is feed is 15 to 30. And the feed rate is the 2.25 mm per stroke. Okay, the all the this is the cast steels salute for the steels. And they depend on the the speed tools speed it to 10 to 20 and 20 to 30. And steel medium is the 15 to 20. Okay, all the speed is the different. And the feed rate is also for different materials is the cast steels for feed rate is 1.25 mm per stroke. And the steel soft is the feed rate is the 1.25, okay, mm per stroke. All these the this is the feed rate is select for the different materials and different tools. Okay, and is tool speed is also for different materials and different speed. Okay, suppose that the this is table is very perform to your help is the solve this solve our problem. Okay, the problem is not given for the given for the feed rate and tool speed. Okay, only for given for this material select specify. And you for find out the value of the numerical values. Okay, and you are for assume for this value speed you assumes. And assume for the feed rate of the. Okay, you are solve this problem. and the sum of the planning time. Find out the time of the machines, okay, sum of the specimen, and planning of the machines for the t equal to w upon small f cosec 1 upon vc plus 1 upon vr plus e. All the assumptions of this formula is specify a small length of the planar stock, okay, length of the planar stock या forward stock, okay, length of the planar stock, and w is the width of the surface to be cut, okay, width of the surface of the cut in mm, and length of the planar stock is a meter, and width of the surface of cut for mm. Feed rate is the mm per stock, and vc is the cutting speed, meter per minute, okay. VR table return speed, okay, table return speed, meter per minute, okay. Alpha is the time is the reversal for the tables in minute, which is about to the 0.015 to say 0.040 minutes, okay. Consider for this value, solve putting for the value of this formula, and the okay, this is value not given for these problems, and this value also assume for, okay, okay, assume this value, and the vc is the cutting speed, meter per minute, and vr is the table return speed, okay, table return speed. This is formula for the two speed, okay. One speed vc is the cutting speed, and second is the return of the table speed, okay. So these are the some of assumptions for this use for formula. Do allowance should be made by the all the assumptions is the consider for the, and a is the suppose that acceleration, okay, a is the acceleration, and the time removal table is the 0.015 to 0.040 minute. This is the value for consider and solve these problems. Do allowances should be made for the approach and over the travel distance, and side allowances for the width of the machines while the calculating the time. Okay, the some of the machines tools, and some of the assumptions used for the approaches, okay, the return stock and forward stock of the stock for distance travel for the tools allowances for the machines which the calculate the time, okay. Suppose all the values for given is the sum of values given for the numerical problems, and put for the value all the value is the putting the formula and solve this problem similar to those that are taken while the calculating the shaping time, okay. The shaper machines cut for the metals, and the calculate for the shaping time. However, their effect of machining time is very small, and hence the be the neglected. And planning times estimate for this use for this formula is the very standard value given for this, okay. Planning time the planar machines the given for the problems, the flat surface of large cut cast iron, okay. Cast iron part assuming the 2 mm into 1 mm into 300 mm is to be machined using the planar long at the surface of this machine 2 into 1 meter. Estimate the machining time taken for approaches as well as travel for the 20 mm. Each taken speed for the 20 meter per minute, and return speed is the VR 40 meter per minute, and the machining allowances on either side of the plate. Width is the w given for the w is a 5 mm, and feed rate is given for this 1 mm per stalk. okay, and all the values are selected in this, okay, and the L is the length of the machines, is the total, the given for approach of the travel for distance is the 20 mm. This is value, okay, 20 mm, and sum of the value is this formula, and length of the stock, total length of the stock is L equal to 20 and plus 200, okay, the 20 meter to meter per minute, okay, तो 20 मीटर है ना, तो इसको मिनट में कन्वर्ट कर, में कन्वर्ट कर दो, टू, तो प्लस 2000 प्लस 20, 20 is the given for the value two times, okay, the taken cutting speed is 20 okay, and approach for the travels for the two round, okay, the total is length is the 2040 mm, okay, 2040 mm को convert for the in meters, okay, तो 2000 0.4 meters, okay, and width given for the width of the machines is 5 okay, and the width of the plate is 5 and the small w equal to 5 given plus and 1000 plus 5, and 1000 is the value is given for the 1 meter, मीटर को में कन्वर्ट किया, ओके, ये and plus 5, the total value is given for the 1010 convert for the value is in the meters, okay, to 1.01 meter, okay, and the given feed rate is the small f equal to 0.1 per stalk, and cutting speed vc is given for the in 20 minute meter per minute, and v is the vr is the table written speed, okay, 40 meter per minute, okay, so all the value put in this formula in the planning time, small w upon f कोष्टक 1 upon vc plus 1 upon vr plus a, all the value put for this is value for directly given for in okay, so 1010 upon 1, 1 value is the feed rate, and कोष्टक and 1 by L upon small l, total value is given for the L. L is the 2.04 upon 20, okay, 20 is the velocity of the cutting speed, and plus 2.04 upon 40, 40 is the VR velocity. A is the given for the value of on the assume for the tables, okay, 0.022. The planning time is the find out the value of the 174.73 meters minutes, okay, sorry, minute value, and neglected the allowances, and planning time 1000 put for the value of ones, and L is the 2, okay, allowances remove for the allowances for the 20 okay, to directly put for the value is the 2 upon 20 plus 2 upon 40 plus 0.02, the given for the value is the 170 minutes, okay, the planning time, the add for the assumptions for the is the allowances use this value is find out this value, and neglected for the allowances neglected, the value is the 170 170 minutes, okay, 170 minutes, okay, and other problems, estimate the time required to machining machinery for grey cast iron. The given for the value is the grey cast iron. Okay, and grey cast iron measuring the 6 meter long into 1.25 meter width on the double housing planer machines used in the double housing planer cutting tools used for made of the carbide which can be take cutting speed of the the tools is 80 meter per minute. Okay, and the return speed of the table 160 meter per minute. To finish the part of the required rough cut rough cut and width is the feed rate is given for 1.5 per stock. Okay, yeah, small f equal to value, and to finish for cut for the speed for other speed feed rate 0.5 per stock, and assume for time for reversing for the tables is the small a value is given for 0.02 minutes. Okay, and all the value for in this problem, and then solve these problems solutions, and given in this all the problems is the L equal to 6 meter long 6 meter long width of the plate to complete. Okay, and small w equal to 1.25 मीटर को मिनट में कन्वर्ट कर में कन्वर्ट किया तो क्या आया 1250 ओके, and the given the roughing for the presses the solve these problems given feed rate 1.5 for okay 1.5 per stock, and cutting speed v equal to 80 meter per minute, and return speed of the tables for return speed is the one 160 meter per minute, and a small a value is given for the 0.02 okay minutes. All the value put for the formula and find out the value of t is the planning time. Okay, the small w upon small f costak 1 upon vc plus l upon vr plus a. Put all the value is the 1250 upon 1.5 a small f given for the value, and a small l is the 6 upon 80 plus 6 upon 160 plus 0.02. All the put for cutting for the values solve this value is the 110.417 minutes. Okay, all the value is the rough surface is the value machining time is the 110.417 minutes, and finishing phase given for the feed rate is also for is the 0.5 per stock, and cutting speed v equal to 80 80 minute per okay meter per minute, and resistance speed all the value put in this formula for is planning time t equal to small w upon f 1 upon vc l upon vc plus l upon vr plus a. All the value put for the given is the feed rate is changed for in this formula for 1250 upon 0.5 costak 6 upon 80 plus 6 upon 160 plus 0.02. For solve this value is the given for the value is the 331.25 meters total machining time. The roughing surface presses and finishing presses all the values for is the 2 times 2 into 110.417 plus 2 into 307 330.225. All the value is the 883.333 meters. Okay, in a convert for the hours put dividing by the 60, and all the value for planning time of the planning total planning time of the machines for the 14.72 hours. Okay, all the value is the hours. The machines is work performed to the productions, manufacturing production operations. Okay, and slotting machines, some of the slotting machines is the slot machines is basically for the vertical axis of the machine move from the. Okay, this is machine for vertically machines, and some this is single point cutting on the machines. This is the large version of the vertical sapers which stroke above the 1 mm. Okay, 1800-meter long. Okay, which of the workpiece which cannot be conversely. This is the machines for very long machines, and this and vertical sapper with the ram stock of the 1800 mm long. Thus, the workpiece which cannot be conventionally for held holding in the sapper. Okay, sapper machines can be machined in the slotted. The machines is also for the cut for the metal in slot select for the slot by general key way of the splaners. The screens are rectangular grooves and similar shapes are machined in a slotted machines. Okay, some of the slotted machines and conform to the machines is selected for the slotting machines. The the stroke for the ram is similar in the slotting machines that then for the count for the types of the work is the holding for the some of use for the some of holding devices of holding for the machines and tables. Okay, and slotted lever mechanism is cut for the metal. A typical is the slotted. The main constructional pieces of the slotted are the some of the part of this machines base and tables, columns and ram. There are the four main component of these machines and some of structures of machines. Slotting machines are base is the all the machines component support for the base. Okay, and the base is the supported for all the machines components. Okay, similar to the sapper and planar, the base is the of the slotted for heavy structure of these machines, and the use of the some part of the base and gearbox and motor box. Okay, some mechanism used in the machines the rapidly forces the and to the tools perform to the. Okay, uh, support for all the weight of the machine tools and the accompany for the cutting forces, since the cutting force in slotting is the directed against the tables. The base of the machines is the rigidity of the build. The precision guide way are provided on the top of the bottom for wheels of the cross slide for move from the machines are also for move for sliding motions for select for the reciprocating motion return stock and forward stock. The tables, some of the tables used in these machines, and tables is also guided by the workpiece. Okay, tables generally for the circulars similar to the rotate for the tables rotate, and tools is also select for the fixed positions, and tables is moving from the milling machines, and T slot are cut on the tables for this is facility for fix of the work, and the prices for utilization various or the fixturing. And the T slot is the machines also for cut for the metals is selected for the sum of the parts. The T-slot are cut on the tables for facilitate to fixture of the workpiece is utilizing the various fixtures elements such as the tables, teeth, bolts, clamps are some of the holding devices used the perform to the slotted machines perform to the manufacturing operations and operation time is the operation times is the machines is selected for the sum of the holding devices used. The holding devices also select for holding for the jobs and tables. The tables or slotters can be rotated as well as moved the longitudinally in the transversely direction. The machines also for move from the tools is the longitudinal motions and some of reverse motions. Suppose that okay, this machines is the very strong perform to the automatically selected for the feed rate and some of the standard value Indian standard organization for consider for the value and assumptions and some of the American standard administrative of the consider for this some of standard value assumptions for the slotted driven mechanisms and some of the reciprocating motion machine tools and were performed to the very fast and cut for the metals of the very strong purpose and the column, this is machines for column is the very long or the vertically of the supported for structure column. Okay, this column is the all the element of this machine and the consisting of the column is the component of the machines and structures to the cutting tools and it's the reciprocating motions. The column is the full column is in use for the motors is the also convert for the electrical energy convert into the mechanical energy also for the selected to the also help of the using for the tool post and tool is for the reciprocate is the reverse and forward directions and cut forward directions cut for the metals of the tools. Since the gravity act on the ram during it, the upward travels. Okay, the upward travels a counterweight is the added to the equality the power requirement of the forward and downward stocks. Okay, some of the part is the very strong of the machine, the equivalent of the power required, some of the power required for the machines and very high power in kilowatt power. Suppose that the sum of power used for the table most provided to the table motions and the provided for the slot lever of mechanisms and mechanism also cut for the metals and the table is stable for the tools is move from the one position to another positions and cut for the metals. This will provide the smooth action of the machine. This machines is the cut for the metals is the and used for the coolant and the machine is the very strong the will provided the smooth action to the machines and actual cutting take place during the downward motion of the tools. The actual cutting take the tools is also for select the downward directions and downward directions is the metals is the cut for the okay and the tools is also for some of the help provided to the and the downward directions and apply for the some of use on the hydraulic cylinders. Okay, piston cylinder arrangement and the stroke length can be adjusted the suitable for depending upon the part. Some of the part used in the machines and used for the automatic selected for the metals and the length stroke can be adjusted to the suitable of the tables. Slotted machines are also for the This is machines for construction of the machine. This is the column. Okay, this is the column, and this is the bed, the base of the base of the machines. Okay, this is the base of the machines, and this is the gearbox of machines. This is the slaughter river of mechanic. This is okay. This is the column. This is a column of the machines, and this is the head stock of the machines. Okay, and this is ram is also moved from the upward and downward directions. Okay, the ram is the slaughter reverse machines. The slaughter machines in the ram is moved from the upward and downward direction. The loop is the reciprocating motion, upward motion and downward motion. The downward motion is the cut for the metals, and upward direction is the return stock of the machines. This is arm. Okay, and the tool is also cutting tools also for fix for the T slot of the T bolt. And this workpiece is this is the workpiece on the support for the table is the support for the workpiece. Okay, and the table is also moved from the downward and upward direction. Okay, the okay, some of the this machine is the very easy. The schematic of the typically for slotted of mechanisms use. Okay, the types of the types of the tools used in the slotted are very similar to that are the cipher machines concept. Some of the cipher machines and very strong the cutting actual that take place in the directions of the cutting of the tools. Okay, the feed rate of the tools and the directions of tools and cut for the metals and downward directions. Okay, however, in view of the types of the surface that are the possible in the case, the some of the case in the machines also, the ram is moved from the reciprocating motion and downward to upward motion. Okay, and the machines is also select for the very strong, and this is the single point cutting tools. Machines very strong and perform to the to cut for the tools, and the single point tools which a long shank are the use. Okay, some of the very important of the machines, some principle for the cutting actual take place in the directions of the cutting. The tools is also select for the feed rate of the tools, and cut for the metals of the however view of the surface of the phosphate is the surface is very finish achieved in these machines, and the slotted long variety of the boring bars. Suppose that this machines used for the very created for the boring of the machines, the already made for the holes, and the the increase for the internal diameter of the holes. Okay, and the single point tools is the very long shank. Is this machines for use a very long shank, and the use for the long workpiece work perform. Okay, this is machines. Okay, thank you so much, dear student. Please subscribe the channels and create for the more knowledge of technical.